12 minutes. That is all that separated Egypt from the greatest moment in their entire football history. They were leading Argentina 2-0, the reigning world champions. And then, football did what football always does. It broke their hearts completely. The date was a night nobody in Egypt will ever forget. Atlanta Stadium, Egypt versus Argentina. The reigning world champions against a nation that had never won a single World Cup match before this very tournament. A nation of football lovers who had waited their entire lives for a moment exactly like this. And for 78 minutes, that moment was real. That moment was theirs. Egypt arrived at this World Cup carrying the weight of history. 3 previous World Cup appearances, 0 wins. 7 matches played, nothing to show. Hassan had said it himself on the eve of this tournament. We need to appear in a better way at the World Cup. And then they did exactly that. A first ever World Cup win against New Zealand in Vancouver. The dam had finally broken. Egypt had finally arrived. But here is what nobody expected. Egypt did not just arrive. They walked into Atlanta Stadium and played Argentina, the reigning world champions, like they were equals. Because on this night they were. Yasser Ibrahim, 15th minute. A header. Egypt 1-0. The noise from Egyptian fans must have shaken Atlanta to its core. Then came the moment that made the world stop. Lionel Messi stepping up from the penalty spot. 1 save. 1 moment. And Mustafa Shobeir, Egypt's goalkeeper, turned it away. The world champion. The greatest of all time. Denied, Egypt were not just competing. Egypt were dominating. And when Mustafa Zico made it 2-0, a quarterfinal, Egypt's first in history, was 12 minutes away. 2:02:20 mini hook 2, and here is where the story stops being beautiful. Because 12 minutes is both forever and nothing at all when you are playing Argentina. Christian Romero, 79th minute, 2-1. The panic set in immediately. You could see it. Egypt looked frightened. And then who else? Lionel Messi, 83rd minute, 2-2, 4 minutes, 2 goals. The greatest comeback machine in world football had done it again. And then, 2nd minute of stoppage time. Enzo Fernandez. A header. 3-2. Argentina had won. Without extra time. Without a penalty shootout. Just pure, brutal, relentless Argentine football. When French referee François Letexier blew the final whistle, Egypt's players slumped to the floor. Some stood shaking their heads. Mohamed Salah walked off head bowed, swapping shirts with his former Liverpool teammate MacAllister, as if the gesture itself was a quiet farewell to everything they had built. But here is what makes this story even more painful. Because Egypt did not just lose a football match. Egypt believed with every fiber that something was taken from them. Cast your mind back. Egypt leading 1-0. Mustafa Zico scores. The Egyptians celebrate. And then VAR intervenes. Marwan Attia penalized for a foul on Lisandro Martinez. A very light tug on the shirt. A slight step on the toe. 17 seconds earlier in the move. Goal disallowed. 2-0 becomes 1-0, becomes history. Ahmad Youssef said it perfectly on BBC Radio 5 Live. The foul was so minimal. The distance that had gone by was so long. And this World Cup has seen referees told to allow normal football contact. 22.6 fouls per game, down from 25 in 2022. Down from 27 in 2018. If you are letting these challenges go on the field, you have to do the same with VAR. And then, 2nd minute of stoppage time, Salah goes down in Argentina's box. Claims a foul by Julian Alvarez. No check, no VAR. Argentina break. Fernandez scores. Game over. Head coach Hassan himself, booked on the touchline, said everything that needed to be said. We have been treated unfairly today. We have suffered injustice. A penalty was ruled out. A second goal was remarkably disallowed. I am not going to continue watching the matches of this World Cup. This is my own way of speaking up. Mustafa Zico went further. The referee was really unfair. The injustice was clear. There has been unfairness right from the start of this match. And here is the question nobody wants to answer. Will Egypt and Mohamed Salah ever get another chance like this? Mohamed Salah. 1 goal at this World Cup. Against New Zealand. Against Argentina, 0 attempts. 0 key passes. His captain's armband could not carry Egypt home. And now the clock is ticking. Salah will turn 38 when the 2030 World Cup arrives in Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Ronaldo is done. Modric is done. Will Salah get one more chance? Or was Atlanta, the night that should have been the greatest in Egyptian history, his last real shot at glory? Nobody knows. And that uncertainty makes this hurt even more. BBC's Shaima Khalil spoke to her 9-year-old nephew after the match. His words were simple. Misha, it's a disaster. We've been robbed, and across Cairo, across Alexandria, across every city in Egypt, that exact feeling was replicated in millions of homes and family WhatsApp groups at exactly the same moment. Sami El-Mansouri said it best. Watching Egypt rise from their first ever World Cup win to going toe-to-toe with Argentina is something I'll never forget. Nothing can dim what these players showed the world today. Their motto throughout this tournament, Mecca Melaine. We'll keep going. Tonight going on feels impossibly hard. But they will. They always do. Egypt's World Cup is over. Their greatest ever result snatched away in 12 minutes. A disallowed goal. A penalty not given. A collapse that will be replayed and debated for decades to come. But Egypt played like equals against the world champions. They saved a Messi penalty. They led 2-0. They gave an entire nation something to believe in. And no VAR decision, no late Fernandez header, no referee's whistle can ever take that away. Drop your verdict in the comments. Was Egypt robbed, or did Argentina simply do what champions do? Subscribe now, the next breakdown is already coming. Do not miss it.